Picture this. You climb to the heights of success, accumulating vast wealth along the way, only to find yourself facing the death penalty as a result of the very actions that built your fortune. This is what happened to a businesswoman in Vietnam, and you won't believe the unbelievable reason why this Vietnamese billionaire is facing the death penalty. Today, we uncover the astonishing downfall of Truong My Lan, a Vietnamese billionaire whose actions shook the financial foundations of a nation and led to a sentence as severe as death. Meet Truong My Lan, a billionaire from Vietnam who became the richest woman in her country through illegal means. Even though she was rich, the punishment that followed her arrest proved that money cannot always buy everything, because she was sentenced to death for committing a massive financial fraud that shook the Vietnamese economy to its core. Dubbed Southeast Asia's female Jeff Bezos, due to her immense wealth, she accumulated mainly from global real estate deals, among other ventures. She puts her money into many different things around the globe, including huge parcels of land in Australia, which made headlines back home. The scale of this embezzlement is nearly unprecedented, as these funds represented about 3% of Vietnam's total GDP in 2022. The legal consequences of such acts are harsh under Vietnamese law. Capital punishment is used in Vietnam not just for crimes involving violence, but also for serious economic offenses, particularly those that threaten the nation's economic security. In Lan's situation, her offense was aggravated by the enormous amount of money she misappropriated and the systematic manner in which she subverted the financial systems of the state. Vietnam takes stringent measures against economic crimes, especially within its banking industry, as seen from Lan's severe punishment. The case against Lan involved charges of embezzlement, bribery, and violations of banking regulations, each of which carries severe penalties. The charges are part of an overall plan by the Vietnamese government, led by Communist Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong, who has spearheaded a major anti-corruption drive known as Blazing Kilns. The campaign aims to eradicate graft in all corners of the state and business, signaling that no one, regardless of their rank or status, is immune from prosecution. Furthermore, Lan's trial was conducted with unusual openness under the law, involving extensive participation from the public and media. Authorities wanted to show how thorough and fair their judicial system can be, particularly in a case that attracted such widespread national and international interest. The Vietnamese court's imposition of the death sentence on Lan shows how much regard they put in financial mismanagement and corruption. This verdict also forms part of Vietnam's ongoing story about strict legal enforcement, as well as broader socio-economic efforts aimed at bringing modernity into this nation, while dealing firmly with corrupt practices. And unfortunately for Lan, she is greatly affected by these efforts. Right from the beginning, she has always been ambitious and cunning even before becoming Vietnam's most famous convict. Her life had always been filled with lofty dreams that did not marry well with her humble background. She was born on October 13, 1956, in Saigon, South Vietnam, a city full of entrepreneurs and where her family of Teochew ancestry settled. The Teochew group comes from Shanto's Guizhou village in Guangdong and is famous for their business skills over the years. No wonder she had innate business skills. They were bound to come to her. They lived in what was called Little Guizhou in Saigon, and this bustling place filled with commerce provided young Lan some early exposure to business matters. She opened up a small shop specializing in hair accessories near her house located in Ho Chi Minh City, while still trying different methods to make sure she achieves her big dreams. She started with real estate and later diversified into other sectors like building luxurious residential apartments, offices, hotels, malls, etc., showing how well one can take advantage of these reforms, because she was operating within an environment where such activities were permitted. From there, Lan's career grew extremely fast. While Vietnam was evolving from a country devastated by the war to a thriving market economy, she made sure that she became part of those responsible for changing the face of Ho Chi Minh City. The projects she undertook were not just buildings. They were symbols of modernity and development, representing the new Vietnam that combined traditional values with contemporary economic principles. Her personal life reflected her professional achievements perfectly well. Lan was married to Eric Chu Nap Ki, a Hong Kong businessman, and this union brought about a lot of cross-cultural experiences as well as international business transactions in her life. They worked together through various challenges posed by Vietnamese and global real estate markets, which only served to reinforce her reputation as an influential businesswoman. The Vun Thinh Phuc Group, owned by Truong My Lan, had become one of the strongest players within Vietnam's property industry, particularly dealing with the luxury homes segment, where most of her investments were concentrated. Her company's wide range of properties reflects her ambitiousness, such as high-end residential apartment blocks, state-of-the-art office spaces, luxurious hotels, and extravagant shopping malls. The Times Square Saigon, a 39-story skyscraper that combines luxury shopping with upscale living spaces, and the Windsor Plaza Hotel were among the most prominent projects she has ever worked on. The rest of these schemes are in keeping with Lan's strategy, which was based on taking advantage of Vietnam's rapid urbanization and growing number of rich people. By placing her business at the crossroads of luxury and convenience, she got into a profitable market that offered high returns. Nevertheless, her business activities did not stop at real estate. In addition to this, she also entered into financial services, thus showing that she wanted to establish a conglomerate big enough to benefit from the symbiotic relationship between property development and the banking industry. Such an expansion was intended for strategic reasons to enable her firm to manage cash flow adequately while minimizing reliance on external borrowing for growth capital. Indeed, bringing together all these divisions within one corporate structure had been clever but complicated at the same time. As part of this move, she used the Saigon Joint Stock Commercial Bank, or SCB, to control substantial shares in different banks, thereby creating an environment where enterprises owned or controlled by her could thrive under favorable conditions. According to allegations, the bank, which appears to be a distinct organization, was claimed to have directed most of its lending capacity towards Lan's property developments. In other words, it implies that these real estate endeavors acted as an accomplice with financial services in terms of growth, sustainability, and market extension for this group. But this correlation between SCB's financial moves on behalf of and those made by Lan about her real estate empire also became the source of many disputes that later consumed them both personally and professionally. Although such expansion strategies were successful, they raised concerns over business practice ethics as well as their viability, prompting rigorous scrutiny from different quarters, including courts of law. Truong My Lan rose through Vietnam's corporate ranks by displaying exceptional entrepreneurial skills. But this journey was marred by various scandals, which eventually led to her stunning collapse from grace. The most significant among these controversies involved the same Saigon Joint Stock Commercial Bank, where she was alleged to have masterminded one of history's biggest scams. A financial crime so huge, it shocked even seasoned fraud investigators worldwide. To manipulate SCB, Lan created numerous ghost companies and used these organizations to secure loans of around $12.5 billion, an amount that destabilized the bank's financial position significantly. It was also illegal as well as dangerous to use this method where the bank serves as a personal treasure house. This led to thousands of Vietnamese losing their savings, causing the public to mistrust the banking system. Furthermore, between 2018 to 2019, Lan issued illegal bonds valued at tens of millions of dollars, which added another layer to her already controversial and illegal actions involving money. These actions were made worse when coupled with Lan's unauthorized taking over of more than 90% shareholding control of SCB, a clear display of disdain for lawful and ethical banking practices. Things took a turn for the worse when it came out that 3 employees from SCB committed suicide following this scandal. This information goes deeper into showing just how much damage she is suspected to have caused by playing with people's lives in terms of finances. Apart from being a financial scandal, other things that caught people's attention were her speedy acquisition of wealth and authority, considering that she knew a lot of politicians that are currently in office. Allegations of bribery and corruption were many, with her supposedly leveraging her power for preferential treatment and to shelter her business empire from oversight. This intersection of business and politics portrayed a corrupt business environment inextricably linked with corrupt practices, making Quang My Lan an emblematic figure of Vietnam's wider struggle against corruption. These disputes resulted in a trial that not only sought justice for Lan, but also functioned as a powerful anti-corruption message. It showed that integrity and legality must be upheld throughout Vietnam's economic development endeavors. But just when she thought her situation was bad, it just got worse. Lan's case not only caused her to be the most notorious criminal in Vietnam. This act alone earned her the death penalty by lethal injection. Not only did this fraud devastate Vietnam's financial sector by being one of the largest ever recorded, but also showed never-before-seen legal ramifications. The abnormality of such severe punishments for white-collar criminals brought attention to this particular case, where capital punishment is rarely applied, thus underscoring its gravity and ripple effects on society. Quang My Lan's case encapsulates a dramatic rise and fall, underscored by a landmark legal ruling. Her manipulation of SCB to funnel billions into her enterprises led to one of the most severe sentences ever for financial fraud in Vietnam, emphasizing the drastic measures the country is willing to take to combat corruption. What are your thoughts on her case? Do you think she deserves the death penalty? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like this video. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and check out our other videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.